Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming. Coming off a difficult loss at UAB, which this game was really a tale of two halves. They won the first half. We won the second half. Unfortunately, we just spotted them too much in the first half. And when you're playing a team like UAB, the defending league champs, a lot of credit to Bill Clark. This is a good football team in all three phases. Playing at their place, they've got one of the longest home winning streaks in the nation. You can't make the mistakes that we made early in this game, and that included two turnovers on offense early in this football game that gave them drive starts on our 31 and our 38. And when you do that, you have so little margin for error defensively with those short fields. And, as Coach Blackwell will tell you, we still got to stop them, but that put us in a really difficult spot. We got down early. I love the way we battled back in this football team. The one thing you see from this team week in and week out is they'll keep fighting. They'll keep competing. We're youthful right now. We've got some guys banged up. We're playing right now we're playing 70 players. We're playing a lot of players at this point, and of those 70 that are playing, only 8 of them that are playing a good amount of football will not be back next year. So 89% of this roster right now that's playing a lot of football, they're all going to be back. And that's what I'm most encouraged about with this team. If we keep finding a way to get better each week, start putting some wins together and build some real momentum for this team moving forward because of the youth. We're dealing with, we've got 28 guys right now that are injured in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully the majority of them will be back for this weekend. This was a physical game. We got a couple more guys banged up in this football game. Starting with special teams, Blake Watson had another big game. That first return set us up on the 41-yard line, first return of the game. He's number 1 in Conference USA right now in kickoff returns, averaging 29 a game. Nick Rice hit the ball really well again this game. He was 2 for 2 on his field goals. He's 9 for 11 on the season, just doing a great job with that. He's perfect on extra points. He took over the kickoff duty 3 weeks ago. He's kicking off well, really excited with what he's doing. And then Bailey Kate, another good day punting, 7 punts, 41 yards. He dropped 2 inside the 20. He's playing at a really high level for us right now. And Darrell Brown, our returner, is so close to getting something going. We just needed one more block this week. He hit one for 7 yards. That could have been even bigger. So that's one area of the special teams that we've been really good, really solid, and I see us getting better each week. Defensively, Lawrence Garner with another double-digit tackle game. He leads Conference USA in tackles right now. He's playing really good football. Caleb Ford Dement is number 2 in the league. In pass breakups, he played He played predominantly field corner. This was his first game where he played some boundary corner. When Tobias Moss got nicked up, he actually asked us if he could go over into the boundary because they were really attacking that side of the field, and that's something you love to see out of your best pass defender. He wants to be where the ball is. So we'll look at Florida Atlantic this week and decide where Caleb was going to play, but I was really excited with what he did. Our run defense in this game, they had 40 runs for 80 yards, and then they had 4 other runs for a total of 100. We missed a couple gap fits. A quarterback ran by us on a blitz. It was uncharacteristic of a couple of the explosive runs we allowed. We had not been doing that at this point, and that hurt us defensively in this football game. And then our pass defense, Watkins and Parham are as good as advertised. They combined for 200 yards in receiving. I think they're both NFL caliber receivers. Their quarterback was accurate. They made 4 tremendous catches on 50-50 balls when we were in great coverage, which is something we are not doing enough of on offense, those 50-50 balls right now. In this league, there's a lot of man coverage. You're going to get a lot of one-on-one situations, and that's what we've got to get more of on offense because teams are crowding the box right now. They're playing a lot of man coverage against us, and our young wideouts have to keep getting better at doing that type of thing. We saw 3 of them last week at Marshall. We had 5 opportunities in this game to catch those 50-50 one-on-one balls, and we just did not convert them. Our most explosive pass play was was a double move underneath by Darrell Brown that he took for 44 yards right before the half. So we need more of those plays, but against all this man coverage we're seeing right now, we've got to do a better job outside. Messiah DeWeaver, the numbers don't look good when you look at him on paper. He had 5 balls that were dropped in this game. I mentioned those 50-50 balls, but he hung in the pocket. He got hit a lot in this game. He had a couple explosive runs. One he went for 19 yards. So that's an area of the quarterback position overall we've just got to keep improving with our football team. Looking ahead to this week's opponent, FAU, they're 4-3. 2-1 in our league. They lost their first 2 games of the year at Ohio State and at Central Florida. They had a tough loss Friday night against Marshall, 36-31, in a game that the lead changed 4 times. And that speaks a lot to the balance in our league, because you look a couple weeks ago, Marshall beats Middle Tennessee. Then the next week, Middle Tennessee beats FAU, and then all of a sudden Marshall comes back and beats Florida Atlantic. So that's what's going on in our league right now. You see a lot of this balance between the top teams in the league. They're led by Chris Robinson, their quarterback, who's an outstanding player. He's thrown for a couple thousand yards, 13 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. They've got a Mackey watch list tight end in Harrison Bryant. He's got 30 catches for almost 500 yards. He's the number one guy they try to get the ball to. They're talented at wide receiver, solid in the O-line. They're good at running back. Defensively, they're leading Conference USA in takeaways right now. They've got 14 takeaways, 9 interceptions, which is a big number at this point in the season. And they're fast and physical on defense. Overall, this is a good football team, but I have no doubt in my mind this is a team that we can beat. If we play good football, take care of the football, find a way to get some more production on offense, particularly in those explosive pass plays. And we're excited to be home after 2 tough road trips, to be back home, have it be homecoming at our place. We'll be excited to play good football this weekend, and I will gladly take questions.
Bobby, speaking of explosive pass plays, 50 balls, all those things. Eric was, I think, missed 4 straight weeks. Update on what you might get him back.
Yeah, he started practicing again last week. Ed started to work himself in. I'm hopeful that this is the week that he's back. He was running much better last week, so we'll see if we can get him in some full speed work this week and hopefully get him back, because that's certainly an element we're missing right now that Eric brings to the table, that big physical guy against man coverage that can go up and make plays on those one-on-one balls.
Bobby, you mentioned Caleb's volunteering to switch that. How much of an adjustment is it to go from boundary to field to boundary?
Yeah, it's a great question, Dave. The biggest difference between a boundary corner, which you're on the short side of the field, now you got 17 yards as opposed to the 34 on the other side, is that you're in more man coverage. You're in more press man coverage when you play into the boundary. And what we like to do defensively, and most teams do, is you love for that boundary corner to just play that one guy and the other 10 guys take care of the other 2/3 of the field. And that's what was impressive about what Caleb asked to do, because he knew the ball was going to be coming at him more at the boundary. He doesn't get as much work to the field, because generally we put him to the field and he's all by himself. You know, other guys might be in bracket coverage. We might double the boundary receiver, which you can do more of into the boundary, but he wanted to be where the action was. But it is a big difference, Dave, especially how quick the run gets on you. The run plays get to you fast when you're into the boundary, and you've got to be able to, stick your face in there and have some courage.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you all for coming. Look forward to seeing everybody at homecoming this weekend versus FAU.